Hello, everybody. Joe Bagdones here. Welcome back for another episode of Full Metal Demon Muramasa. Last time we left off, oh god, my throat. I just woke up. I rolled out of bed. Give me a second. What did happen last time? Lots of stuff. We flirted with the fucking captain we beat the shit out of. Hikaru. What the fuck is that? That's the recycling truck. I forgot today was Tuesday. Hikaru touched fucking Ginseigo Muramasa. I don't know, the silver one. They're both Muramasa. It's kind of weird, unless Muramasa isn't Muramasa. I don't know. They both have the same name. Don't really know what to make about that. Unless, it was two different Muramasas that made them, like twins or fucking siblings or whatever. It communed with the demon. And the demon's like, oh, you're like fucked up, huh? And yeah, they got along pretty good. Hello, garbage truck right outside my window. I'm not having good luck with noisy vehicles on my street. I got woken up this morning by some shitty little fucking racer, like, blowing down my street, which is weird because I live on like a side street, like, and not even like a side street you use to take a shortcut. It like to go on my street, it takes you out of your way and it takes longer. But still, it was just, for like fucking 5 minutes, just like, brrrt, brrrt, brrrt. And then I rolled out of bed because I'm like, it's fucking 10 o'clock, what are you doing? Don't you know I need my beauty sleep? My only getting 8 hours of sleep last night has left me fucking horrifically scarred and maimed. I require at least like 10 to 12 hours of fucking sleep a night in order to, be normal. A decent night's sleep for me is like 11 hours. So only getting 8 has put me in a grumpy mood. I am not okay. I will kill someone. Hopefully only in the game, because, things still haven't gone completely sideways yet, and Kayeki still needs to end up in prison for I'm pretty sure one of his charges was killing his parents. So yeah. Let's see if that happens this episode. The sound of my wooden sword slices the air. Slicing the air is not as crisp today as it should be. My lower body is not firmly seated, preventing my full strength from riding the blade. Is there supposed to be text there? Oh, did I break the game? Oh, the game froze. Uh-oh. Damn, that's crazy. Hold on. Scene transition. Oh, wait. There it is. That just took a really long time to load. Suspicious. Hopefully that's not a warning for things to come. I know the reason for my poor condition, and I know that it won't solve itself anytime soon. With a resigned sigh, I lower my practice weapon. The events of yesterday are still burned in my mind, overwhelming all other thought. When I woke this morning and went to see, thinking perhaps that it had all been a dream, I found the sight no less shocking than before. Hikaru's body has restored itself to perfect health. It happened in the blink of an eye, only seconds after she touched that silver tsurugi. Brittle hair, missing teeth, sunken cheeks, flaccid limbs, all as hale as before her illness. Needless to say, this is no ordinary phenomenon. It is a miracle, and only one thing could make such a miracle possible: a tsurugi's supernatural power. Shinichi Tsurugi dramatically enhances its master's physical abilities. Improved healing comes part and parcel. A musha whose arm is severed in battle need only bind it to its stump, and before long, it'll be as good as new. Some Shinichi, it is said, even let their masters regrow lost limbs entirely. Hikaru's sudden and total recovery could indeed be explained as the work of a tsurugi. But how can that be? Yes, a tsurugi can heal its pilot even when they are separated, but it's only after they are joined. In Yamatoan martial tradition, there is a rite called the Tatewaki no Gi, or rite of joining, where a warrior and weapon meet and determine each other's mettle. Only when each accepts the other as a musha born, and once this bond is formed, no distance can sever it. Hikaru has not completed the joining. She cannot have. But tsurugi would recognize a mindless shell as its master. And indeed, Hikaru has not recovered awareness. Her body might be once more in its prime, but she still lays silent and unmoving on her futon. The tsurugi, too, has exhibited no reaction. Despite the commotion that followed Hikaru's regeneration, my mother nevertheless did her duty, completing the rite of succession and resealing the shrine. During this time, the Silver Queen Ant did not stir. So I can't believe that Hikaru and that tsurugi are joined. But then, how else are we to explain her miraculous recovery? There has never been a case like this, where tsurugi joined with a comatose pilot. Not in any of the stories or legends I know. It makes no sense. And I suppose that's why I cannot fully welcome this change, even though I should be jumping with joy. My mother seems to feel the same way, and there was as much fear as bewilderment among the clan dignitaries as they scattered to their homes last night. I have to wonder, is this really for the best? I take one more swing of my sword, hoping to sweep away the black fog that has clung to me all morning, then put the practice weapon away. Hikaru's health has recovered. That's a good thing. A good thing. But a tsurugi's involved somehow, a supposedly evil tsurugi that the Minato clan has kept sealed for generations. Knowing that, I can't shake the unease gnawing at my chest. Is Hikaru's recovery a portent of good or of evil? There's still no way to say for certain. It's like a game of chance where the dice have been thrown, but still lie hidden under the dealer's cup. The dice will eventually tell the tale. Someone will win, and someone will lose. So what will it be? Even, or... I hear footsteps behind me. Must be my mother. I turn slowly to face her. There we go. Let's zoom in, get that in better fidelity. She's looking kind of crunchy back there. Hikaru is there. She's there, my sister, standing in a ray of golden sunlight. Ever since her collapse, the sight of Hikaru awake and alert has been a fond but increasingly distant memory, one that I had begun to fear might someday vanish entirely. But now, Hikaru is smiling. She's smiling. Yeah, was it like a creepy smile, or like a normal smile, or are they one and the same? Her voice is bright and cheerful, just as I remember it, as I have longed to hear.
Hikaru. お前なのか?
ああ、俺だ。影明。
It's her voice. My sister's voice. Hikaru is standing there, talking to me. I thought I would never. I thought I had lost. But I was wrong. Blessedly wrong.
Hikaru!
My words vanish, all my fear and doubt blown away in an instant by the truth before me. I run to her side and reach out to touch her. She feels real, but some part of me is still unconvinced, so I throw my arms around her and squeeze. It's really her. She's back. My sister is back.
影明、少し痛いぞ。
Oh.
She chides me lightly. I try to loosen my grip, but my arms do not obey me. They wind tighter, desperate to wring out every drop of certainty, to know that this isn't a dream.
しょうのないやつだな。
Hikaru sighs like an indulgent parent and relaxes into my embrace. As if seeking payment, she winds her fingers into my hair. No more questions. If this warmth in my arms is real, then nothing else matters. Nothing. Be it cursed Tsurugi or ancient evil, all I want is to get on my knees and thank whatever power made this miracle possible.
スバル様
She must have heard our voices. I look up to see our mother standing in the doorway, staring at her daughter with the same expression of shock that I must have been wearing just a moment ago. I tear my reluctant body away from Hikaru. Her mother will want to feel for herself that this is no illusion. She approaches her daughter as if in a daze. Her eyes are already wet with tears. And there she stops, dead in her tracks. Has the emotion of the moment overwhelmed her? No. What I see in the expression on my mother's face, I can hardly believe my eyes. She is uncertain, afraid, not because she cannot come to terms with the wonder before her. She has accepted the reality of her daughter's resurrection, yet something is preventing her from celebrating as she should. Something? What? Her eyes are fixed on Hikaru, on Hikaru's face. Hikaru is returning her mother's gaze. Her expression, too, is visible to me. I do not recognize what I see there. No, I know what it is. I simply can't accept it. Why? Why? Why would she look at her mother with hate? Impossible, I tell myself, and blink my eyes to dispel the hallucination. This scene remains unchanged. Hikaru is smiling with undisguised malevolence as her mother returns her stare in numb silence. I've never seen such a thing before. It was not uncommon, before her illness, for Hikaru to take a rebellious attitude with her mother. Adolescents are often wont to behave so, but never anything like this. Could her long coma have left her disoriented somehow? Oh, that must be it. What other explanation could there be?
光
I called to Hikaru, hoping somehow to restore the joy that should dominate this moment, but a noise interrupts me. It came from the front gate. Yeah, someone fucking slammed that thing open.
準備できたか？もうちょっと待て。ホイの整備がまだ終わってない。いらねえだろ、そんなの。いらねえけど、ずいぶん長いこと使ってないからな。ダメ。それもそうか。まあいいけど、早くしろよな。
It's never that
見
easy,
つかると
is it?
面倒だ。
お待ちなさい。誰に何を見られると面倒なの？お
You
前
know,
たち。
that they just, decided they prefer to be bandits.
いや、別に。
銃に車両に自走砲ですって？そんなものまで持ち出して何をしようというの？
I mean,
畑仕事の役には立ちそうもないわね。
If the soil's real hard, you could use it to, I don't know, break it up. Then you'd have to deal with possible, unexploded munitions in your field that you're then plowing, so.
おい、まだかよお前ら。早くしないと親方に。ゲッ。
あじゃあ
ひーふーにぞろぞろとますますもって剣のんだこと。そろそろ説明をもらおうかしら。群れをなして武装してどこへ何をしに行くつもりだったの？
They planned on using them.
いや、
And they're probably
そ
going
の
down to town.
まあ、ちょっと食料の調達にでも。ぼちぼち蓄えが少なくなってきたんで。
言ったでしょ。必要な物資は私が町に掛け合って手に入れてきます。けれどそれは 田畑の開発をいくらかでも進めてから我々が取り決め通りに働かないのに町が取り決めを守ってくれるわけがないでしょ。我々は物乞いではないのです。
Yeah, well, they're not going down there to beg. They're going down there
と
to
いう顔
threaten.
ね。
いえ。
私もうんざりよ。同じ話をもう何回したのだか。でもお前たちがまだ理解できないというなら仕方ありません。いいこと？
いいよ うんざりだよ姉さん。
カズマ。
一体どうしちゃったのさ姉さん。おかしいよ最近。
おかしくなどありません。私はいつも通りよ。
Can't we just kill the kid? The kid's a punk.
そう？
ええ、方針を変更しただけ。
港って男に負けたから？
そうよ。
なんで？どうだっていいじゃんそんなこと。
私はこの中で一番強い。
うん。
その私にあの男は勝った。それがどうだっていいと。
Yep, pecking order established. What don't you understand?
うん。
どうして？あなた、自分なら勝てるつもり？
勝てるよ。だって姉さんを殺しもしなけりゃ人質にもしないで逃がしちゃった。
Yeah, well, you're not cute, so, we have no
そいつ
problem fucking slicing you to ribbons.
多少は腕があったってただのバカじゃん。残るのはそんなバカを使って僕らをどうにかしようとした町のふぬけ連中だけ。今まで通り山賊やっていけるよ。
Yeah, there's no longevity to your plan.
でしょ姉さん。
そうかもしれない。
Mm-hmm.
でもそのことはきっかけに過ぎないの。どのみち山賊家業を続けていたって先はなかった。いずれ討伐される。それよりは町の中に溶け込んで時期を待った方が賢明よ。そうじゃない？
Mm-hmm.
そうかな。
Got no one to
他
fold
に
them.
もやりようはあると思うけど。
Like?
言ってごらんなさい。
Just defeating the shogunate and taking over? What?
大陸に渡るとかさ。
Oh,
金さえ
yeah,
積めば
fair.
日光船くらい調達できるよ。
その金をどこから持ってくるの？
この町でかき集めればいいんじゃん。足りなければそうだね、人間も捕まえようよ。それで
just a little human
奴隷船に
trafficking as a
便乗
side
させてもらえ
job?
ばいい。
Yeah.
今はそういうの結構あるらしいよ。大陸の都市では働き手が不足してて、国内では貧乏な家が子供を持て余してる。奴隷商人は繁盛してるみたい。そいつらにさ、商品をくれてやればきっと割引価格で。
恥をお知りなさい。お前は家名に泥を塗るつもりですか？
何さ、この間までの山賊と別に大して変わんないじゃん。
That's, a little bit of a escalation from, it just being kind of ruffians and shaking down stores for money.
違う？
Compared to human trafficking and fucking slave trading.
ええ、そうね。大程度の問題よ。でもその程度の差は無視できません。癒しすぎます。
ま、それでも土いじりよりはマシかな。
Bunch of bums.
お前、
どっちが性に合うかって言えば御舎弟の方ですかね。
口が過ぎるぞ。
親方の命令に従って間違いがあったことはねえだろ。
間違えてからじゃ
Bandits
遅
of
え
the
んだ
war.
よ。
Let's go.
おい、
もう結構。お前たちと議論する気はありません。命令に従いなさい。解散。武器を蔵へ戻して作業に戻れ。お前たち、
Yep.
私の言うことが聞けないというの？
聞くわけないじゃん。何言ってんのさ姉さん。
Yo, what do you mean I'm the boss now?
カズマ、
だいたい棟梁面するのやめてよね。姉さんはもう隠居なんだからさ。
へへ、そういやそうでしたね。
身内は余計な口出しをしないもんだとか聞いた気がするよな。
親方、どうぞご命令を。
うん。じゃあみんなで町に行こっか。もちろん完全武装でね。
了解。
何のつもり？姉さん邪魔だよ。どいてよ。
At least suit up.
通しません。
なんで？
部下は私が抑えると約束したの。言葉で無理なら力ずくでもそうする。
ちょっと本気？
冗談で太刀を抜けなんて 私は一度でも教えた？
ご舎弟、どうかこのまま親方の言う通りに。
おめえらも引けよ。とにかく一度武器
Yeah,
を置
things
け。
getting a little heated.
もういい。陣中報告。
ご舎弟。
Oh,
この剣はもう僕のだよ。そうだよ
I
ね、
guess he
姉
got
さ
it.
ん。
Oops.
カズマ。
ね
はい。
え、姉さんってさ、結構いいねで
That's
売れ
kind
そうな
of
気がしな
fucked
い？
up, my guy.
はあ。おお。
でも多分姉さん、男を知らないと思うんだよね。
Really? Oh,
それじゃあ価値半減だよ。
we thought they paid more.
だからさ、お前たち、
Oh, I'm gonna have to do some
教えてやってよ。
editing, aren't I?
は？いいんですかい？
いいよ。っていうか、命令。
So you just like gonna watch or like go sit in the cuck chair? Like what?
やっちゃって。溜まってるんでしょ。
そりゃも
I mean, I guess, but you know, it's like kind of awkward.
う。ねえ。まあ、ご命令とあらば。
やっ
Oh
ちまい
damn!
ま
Don't.
すか。
Oh, you're really twisting our arms here, boss.
やっちまおうや。遠慮なく。
All right, there's probably gonna be a cut here. If I had anything to guess. So you know, see you guys on the other side.
やめて。もうやめて。話して。
All right, and we're back. Fantastic. YouTube folks, graphic content down in the description if you're into that. Sure was something. I'm not gonna say what it was because YouTube won't appreciate those details. Anyway, I turn to the entrance drawn by the noise, and gasp when I see who comes tumbling through the gate.
終了だ。
It's not her arrival that surprises me so. We are, after all, allies now, but the sheer horror of her appearance. From head to toe, her body is covered with lacerations, as though someone ran her through a paper shredder. No inch of flesh is undamaged. Such grisly wounds would be shocking even on the battlefield. And indeed, I have little doubt what to call what befell her a battle would be an insult to warriors everywhere. She was clearly set upon by multiple attackers, who treated her as though she were nothing more than.
終了だ。お気を確かに。
She's like not wearing clothes. Fuck. Unless that's just, you know, she still has her kimono like down around her shoulders and she's all taped up, which she probably isn't. Don't make me do any censoring work. Keep you know, keep the CG right here. Don't zoom out. I race to the captain's side and catch her as she falls. She turns her head to look at me, but her eyes are glazed, unfocused. Well, she's glazed with something else, too. One look into those murky eyes is enough. I watched many brave soldiers die in the jungles of Southeast Asia, and so I know it's too late. She is holding on by a single thread, a thread which soon will snap. What happened?
影焼とにかくその人を部屋まで上げろ。
はっ。
待って。
I start to lift the captain's battered body, but her hand on my arm stops me. She peers up at me, pupils now steady, even through the thickened mist of death. Okay, that's fine. I can work with
ご無
that.
理をなさらず。今すぐ手当てを。
I shouldn't have to censor anything there.
いくらそんなことより。
She erupts into a fit of coughing. Bright red blood splatters across my chest.
町の人すぐに
Ooh, if it's
急いで
bright red blood, then she probably has a punctured lung.
終了殿。いや、とにかく今は安静に。無理をして口を聞かれては傷に。
せめて
I finally understand what she's trying to say. The bandits are coming to raid the town? What notification I get on my phone? I don't care about that.
ごめんなさい。顔抑えきれませんでした。
It's not your fault. Your brother's a little shit.
約束したのに。
終了殿。
Tears fall from her eyes, not tears of pain. Her suffering stems from somewhere far deeper than the flesh.
終了殿。
ごめんなさい。約束。あなたとの約束を。
そのようなことは決して。
I cried, desperate to keep her here, on our side. She mustn't be allowed to go. Not like this. Perhaps it is a madness that drives me. A vain hope that if I can ease her anguish, her body will not succumb to death.
あなたは約束をお守りくださいました。町に平穏を与えてくだされたおかげで、妹に医者を呼ぶことも叶いました。今はもう回復しております。すべてはあなたのご尽力あればこそです。
本当に。
はい。この港鍵焼き、新婚にかけてあなたの存在に感謝いたします。
I mean, it may have caused, even bigger problems later on down the road, but you don't know that yet.
感謝しております。
よかった。
She smiles. I can see the agony melt away. And yet she is still slipping, little by little, with each passing moment.
終了殿。
それならいいの。それなら。
よくはありません。自分はあなたに何も報いていない。どうかお気を強く、自分を防音の戸にしないでいただきたい。
じゃあ最後に一つだけ。
最後などと言わず、一つと言わず。
Yeah, don't go planting death
どのようなこ
flags.
とでも仰せつけください。あなたにはそれだけの恩を受けている。
いえ、一つで良いのです。一つだけお願い。
Come on, out with it.
それは
名前、私の
Do we know your name?
名前を。
I'm struck speechless by her request, or rather, by the failing that it forced me to confront. She's my savior, and yet I do not know her name. True, she did not deign to give me her name when we faced off on top of the mountain, but I've had any number of opportunities since then to fill that gaping hole.
だって聞いてくださらないんだもの。
She chuckles weakly as I search for a response.
失礼を。大変遅きに失し、今さら恥ずかしいばかりではありませ
Maybe
ん。
if you wore like a proper uniform with a name tag, we would know.
どうかお名前をお聞かせください。
水井。
水井。
はい。
水井殿。
She smiles then, one last time. It is gentle and bright, like the warm spring sun. She exhales softly, her breath vanishing on the wind, and then her body goes limp, now absent what made it whole. Mizuhi ends her life in my arms, smile still lingering on her lips. Experience has taught me that when someone close to you dies, that part of your heart in which they reside dies with them. Where before there was warmth, now there is a void. The void left by Mizuhi's death is colder and deeper than I could have imagined, especially considering the short time we actually knew each other. To think that so much of my heart was given to her. Only after losing her do I realize that perhaps she was someone I desperately needed. Someone I could not afford to lose.
今さら何を
I whisper. Of course she was. I shake my head, reminding myself that there are duties to perform. First, her body must be cleansed and purified, and then there are preparations for... No, I suppose there are more pressing matters, but at least I can get her off the dirt and into a bed. This is a job for two people. I turn to ask my mother for help. She's not there. Neither is Hikaru. Where could they have... Something moves at the corner of my vision. I turn to see Hikaru marching away with a speed that seems extraordinary given her recent infirmity, and her mother racing to follow. They're headed for...
そいで
Now?
光る。おい、ちょっと待ちなって。何やってんだ。光る。お前。
Yep, time to suit up!
母上、そこに立たれては邪魔です。
その鍵、どうするつもりだ。
聞くまでもないことを。こんなもの、使い道は一つきりでしょう。
孫の手にするなら、今にもうちょっとマシなやつがあるぞ。
それは母上がお使いください。
なんでお前が知ってるんだ。鍵の場所と使い方まで。
光が見ていましたから。あれが見聞きしたことは俺にも伝わります。
Can it see much, you know, behind the door?
さて、何度も申し上げるつもりはありませんが、邪魔です、母。
何をする気だよ。
俺の剣を解放するのです。どうやら差し迫った事態のようではありませんか。
お前の剣？
Yeah, they had a little chat.
その剣で何？
母上、分かりきった問いにいちいち答えねばならないこちらの身にもなっていただけますか。
そりゃすまんこってした。物分かりの悪い母に噛み砕いて説明してやってくれ、娘よ。
致し方ありません。ただ応殺するだけです。
Alright.
町に攻めてくる連中とやらを。単語の意味もご説明しましょうか。
No, I think we're good on that front.
結構です。聞くだに胸が悪くなりそうだ。
それは上々。
Yeah, not on the nice tatami.
通さない。
That's just expensive.
殺してどうする光る。
Cost me like
後には
$500
恨み
for
が
4
残るだけ
mats.
だよ。
残りませぬ。
なんでだ。
一人残らず殺しますよ。
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, you just gotta kill them all.
あの山賊どもにだって親類縁者くらいいるだろうさ。
Now they know who killed them.
その中には復讐心に駆られるやつもいるだろう。
If no one's around to spread the word, then, you
そい
know.
つら自身にだって死ねば悲しむ仲間の一人くらいいるだろう。
No, you just gotta kill
恨みは
everyone.
必ず残る。
残りませぬ。
なんでだよ。
一人残らず殺しますゆえ。この光より弱き者はすべて。
それは武の道じゃないぞ、光。
Yeah, but it's her way.
武の道にございます。
何を。
ではお聞かせください。母上はどうなさりたいのです。
説得してくるよ。
Yeah, that's gonna be a little tricky.
そんな状況ではなかったら。
止めるさ。けど殺しはしない。
そのようなことができるとお思いか。
できるさ。影焼も手伝ってくれる。
Well,
あの子は一度それをやってみせた。もう一度だってきっとできる。
yeah, but, you know, the only person who was, you know, seriously willing to play ball is kind of dead.
なるほど。それでさっきの女。
Well, there were the two bandits, at least, that were, you know, a little on the apprehensive side about, you know, fucking raiding the town, you know, seriously.
あ
But it seems like they've probably just fallen in line.
だからもう一度やると。
あ
たわけ。
何？
あなたのそのくだらぬ所業が今日の事態を招いたとは思いませぬのか。
どういう意味だよ。
山賊どもとやらは武を侮った。真相は殺法に過ぎぬ武を見誤った。あなたが偽りの武を見せたからだ、母上。戦って負けても殺されずに済むなどと彼らに信じさせた。彼らは武を軽んじた。甘く見た。だから傘にかかって攻め寄せてくる。お分かりになりませぬか、母上。
I mean, Curry's kind of spitting some fire here.
そうだとしても連中が戦う気をなくすまで防ぎ続ければいいこった。そいつが武の道だよ。
違います。
And how do you plan to do
武
that?
はそんなまだるっこしいものではない。強きをもって弱きを滅ぼす。それが武にござります。
教えたはずだぞ、光。矛を止めると書いて武の一文字。
いいな。矛にてとどむと書いて武の一文字。刃は生命にとどめをくれるもの。他に用途は何もなし。
I mean, you're not wrong.
だからって殺してどうなるよ。誰も得しねえだろ。
Like you're both failing to properly grasp the other side. That, you know, they're to get one, you kind of need the other here. You know, like, sure, you can kill him, but as long as your higher purpose is to, like, save more lives, then sure, man, go for it. And, you know, if you want to save those lives, you know, sometimes you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs.
そんな武道何の意味があるってんだ。
そうでしょうか。母上の教えてくださった武道こそクソの役にも立ちませなんだが、村正が示した武はこうして光を世に送り出してくれましたぞ。
村正が示した？
つまりは、こうしてここに光のあることが我が部の真実たる証。
お前、
おどきあれ母上。これで最後とさせていただく。
お前、誰だ？
娘の顔を見忘れたか、母上。
どうだったかな。私がお腹痛めて産んだ子は、そりゃ性格面であれなとこが多すぎたし、
She's gonna go live out in the woods
人間としてこいつどうなのよって感じだったけ
in
ど
the woods with the wolves.
お前ほど化け物じみた面はしてなかったと思うんだが。
良い目をしているではないか。
来るな。そのまま下がって外へ出ろ。
嫌と申さばいかがする、港すばる。
I can stop her. Of this, Subaru is certain. She knows her daughter's strength well. Many people have called Minato Hikaru a genius, but that is a woefully inadequate word. 1 year ago, before illness took her, Hikaru was already at the brink of true mastery. Man, I just can't speak today. Still, she has not perfected her technique. Hikaru's skills cannot have increased during her coma. If anything, she should be weaker now. But one look is all Subaru needs to throw that notion out the window. No one would believe, beholding Hikaru's deadly poise, that the girl had just recovered from a wasting disease. Subaru's memories of Hikaru, the invalid, seem ludicrous now. But formidable though her opponent is, Subaru is confident that she will prevail. The speed, flexibility, and power evident in Hikaru's stance are all within her ability to overcome. Given another 3 months of training, the balance of power may well have reversed, but as it stands now, Subaru has the advantage. 8 moves from the reverse Karan. The formula for victory takes shape in her head. She runs it once, refines it, runs it again. No chance of failure. Not with this plan. All that remains is to execute it. She leans forward slightly and looks for her chance. There, her plans fall apart. Something is wrong. She can't read her enemy's breathing. Hikaru is breathing, of course, but not as she should be. This isn't the way that someone breathes during battle. It's too light. And it's not just her breathing, Super realizes. Hikaru's very presence seems nebulous, even though she is clearly visible to the eye.
なんだ
She should have known better.
こいつ本当にここにいるのか
Riddles have no place on the field of battle. A moment of distraction is all it takes.
母上
The next thing Subaru knows, her daughter is whispering in her ear.
光はあなたを殺しませぬ。光は何者も敵意によっては殺しませぬか。なぜなら我が童貞は高御倉へ至るためのみそぎ。武の方だけがあればよく。敵に悪意がごとき汚れは無用。
Did you at least like pack a lunch for this journey?
母上にはこの光、憎しみを捨てきれませぬ。
光
あなたは愛によって推しにあれ。
Okay. The next instant, darkness. There's no time to waste. After laying Mizuhi down in the living room, I race to the shrine.
スバル様、光
There's no time to waste, I told myself, but when I enter the shrine, I cannot help but freeze. My mother lies crumpled at the center of the room. Beyond her, Hikaru is wrestling the shrine's inner door. There's too much here that doesn't make sense. It takes time for my brain to process the information. After several precious seconds wasted, I succeed in establishing my priorities.
スバル様
I dash to her side and lift her by the shoulders. There's no response when I shake her, but she's breathing and I see no wounds on her body. She must only be unconscious. Relieved, I move to the next problem.
光何をしている
見ての通り鍵を開けているのだが、どうもコツがいるようだな。これなかなか難しい。
ああ、そうらしいな
Mother once complained of much the same. Wait, that's not the problem here.
待て光
開いた。なんだ、力の問題ではなかったのか。ありがとう影明。危うく蹴り破るところだった。中の者のことを思うとさすがにそれはまずかろうにな。
いや光開けてはならん
なぜだ。
なぜって
Because there's
なぜ
demons
では
in
なくてだ
there.
なそこに封じられているのは港家の禁忌スバル様の許可なくして開いてはならない
だが今や港のカンナギはこの光だ。祭司の権限は全て俺にあるのではないか。
Can't be that logic.
そういえばそうだな
How does she know that? She was barely conscious during... No, that's not the problem either.
とにかく今はそれどころではないのだ光一体何があったのか教えてくれいや
She must have fell and hit her head or something.
それどころだよ影明。今がその時だ。
なんだと
山賊団とやらが町を襲うのだろう。
ああ
光が迎え撃つ。ここにある剣を使ってな。
What? She intends to use one of the Tsurugi?
ダメだ光
I myself am surprised by the volume of the cry that burst from my throat.
あれはダメだ持ち出してはならない
うん。
Hikaru turns to face me for the first time since this exchange began.
だが影明、他に方法があるか。
それはしかし俺はまずい港の伝承が言うように 悪しき者
I
だ
mean, they most certainly are evil.
何を言う。剣とて所詮は武器だ。武器は武器。それ武器は善悪など持たぬ。生といい邪といい
I
も
mean,
使い手次第で決まること。
they seem pretty fucked up, not gonna lie.
それは全くその通りだが
宣告の女。見たところ、あれは武者だろう。にもかかわらず剣を持っていなかった。つまり、山賊は剣を保有し、
yeah.
使ってくるということではないのか。
She has a point. True, a Tsurugi, even a Kazuuchi, isn't something that just anyone can pilot. It requires training, or at least some talent. But while individuals with those things are not common, there must have been at least one in the bandit army besides their captain. Her brother, certainly, would have received the same Musha training as her. I have no way of knowing how Mizuhi was betrayed, but I can't just assume that her brother took her side.
武装集団の相手だけでも生身には余る。加えて武者までいるならば、こちらも剣を用いる他に対処の術はなかろう。
I mean, she's spitting some truth, you know, gotta throw on that battle rattle. Intellectually, I know that her plan is the most practical. Foot soldiers by the dozen, likely supported by mobile artillery and armored vehicles. Add to that a Tsurugi. Indeed, it will be impossible to stop them with just a sword. Then there's my mother's commandment to think about. I mustn't kill anyone. So how to stop an army without the use of lethal force? How else but to use a Tsurugi? With a Tsurugi's power, it will be easy to neutralize most conventional weaponry, as well as to incapacitate infantry without killing them. Don't know if it'll be easy to do the same to another Musha, but I can at least show myself a difficult opponent. But if I can at least show myself a difficult opponent, it might be possible to convince the enemy to negotiate. Ikaru's plan is logical. Still I hesitate. Why? Because I've seen them. I beheld their baleful baleful shine. The thought of freeing them now turns my blood to ice. And yet... Ikaru was waiting patiently for my answer. One thing is certain, I can't do nothing.
分かった。俺がやろう。
My sister has only just recovered from her illness. I can't let her take on this burden. I look at my hands and think of the years of training that have gone into them. The Yoshi no Onryu is a martial art for Musha. I should be ready for this.
そうか。
Hikaru smiles gleefully at my proposal.
それがいい。剣は2つあるのだしな。
Yeah, it's like the beginning of a Pokemon adventure, you know? We each get to pick our starter. Except there's only 2 of them. And this is one of the older gens where the rival picks the one that has type advantage on you. And also, our rival is a lot stronger than us. Huh. Now that she mentions it.
だが、待て、光。
いや、そろそろ行こう。
With that, Hikaru opens the forbidden gate. The heavy steel doors swing wide with startling ease. And once more, they are revealed. 2 Tsurugis. A queen ant cast in silver, and a spider in the color of blood. I try to run to my sister's side, but my legs refuse to approach. The aura of doom is no easier to bear for having felt it once before. Hikaru seems unaffected. She steps casually up to the dais and lifts her hand, palm facing the silver Tsurugi.
待たせたな、村正。
Muramasa?
いざ、共に参らん。武の帯同へ。
Responding to her call, the ant bursts apart. Its pieces surround her like a cage of silver. I know what this means, know what is happening, and why it can. My sister has already joined with that Tsurugi. As I watch, dumbstruck, Hikaru smiles in satisfaction. Then, with her finger, cuts a graceful arc in the air. The rite of armoring.
鬼に会うては鬼を切る。仏に会うては仏を切る。剣の断り、ここにある。
Hikaru? Oh, it's still full size. Could have used the door. When the blinding silver light clears, I find myself standing mid rubble. The roof and one entire wall of the shrine has been blasted to pieces. Hikaru is nowhere to be seen. Wait. Something silver streaks across the sky, then is gone. Looks like it was headed towards the town. But still.
走行しただけで
She did all this damage just by armoring? How much power does that Tsurugi possess? The thought sends a chill up my spine. Despite the miserable state of the shrine, I myself have suffered no wounds. Neither, fortunately, has my mother. We were lucky. Or no, Hikaru must have protected us. I can still fight, which means that there's no time to waste. Now that I've failed to stop Hikaru, I must at least do what I can to help. I look at the remaining Tsurugi. It was at the epicenter of that explosion, yet hasn't budged an inch. Clearly, it hides the same terrible power as its counterpart. Swallowing my fear, I step up to the dais. The spider's dark crimson armor shines dully, even more ominous up close. What now? I may know of the Tatewaki no Gi, but I haven't the slightest idea how to perform it. I suppose the first step is to touch the... Ooh. What? What is this? What is this? This image, this noise, this stench, this presence, this taste, this will, this destiny, this... I am Muramasa. Where there are demons, I slay them. Where there are saints, I slay them. Good is not my nature. Justice is not my purpose. The righteous path is not mine to walk. Good and evil alike shall perish beneath my blade. I am a weapon, a tool of murder. You who would call yourself my master, hast thou the resolve to become what I am? If nay, then be gone. If ye, or yea, not ye. We don't need fucking Kanye here right now. He would just make things worse. Then stand forth and speak the covenant. Just in time, I managed to tear my hand away from the Tsurugi. A wave of nausea overwhelms me, and I drop to my knees and empty my stomach across the floor. All the while, I'm screaming inside my head. No, I can't. I just can't. That Tsurugi is evil, like the legends say. I was a fool to think I could master it. Well, you might have gone a little overboard there, bud. Ichigao Kazuma is laughing like a madman. What other choice does he have? None of this makes any sense. It has to be a joke. Nothing this absurd, this hopeless, could ever happen in reality.
なんだよお前お前変だよおかしいよなんだよその速さ見えないじゃないか気がついたら殴られてるじゃないか僕っていうか死にかけだよ死ぬよ
Good.
なんでさ僕武者だよ竜騎兵だよ
Yeah, but you're like, you got a fucking GM, and like, she's got a fucking actual Gundam.
強いんだよ強いんだってば 同じ武者にだってそう負けないよ。なのに
Like she's got the fucking Psycho Gundam,
なんで
and you're like in a Nemo.
1秒
Like
で
no
こんな
chance,
やら
dog.
れてるんだ。なんだお前。だいたいわけわかんない。なんであいつら狂うのさ。お前が現れた途端、僕の部下も町の連中もいきなりめちゃくちゃに殺し合い始めた。敵も味方もあったもんじゃなかった。
Yeah, it's a little fucking crazy, yeah.
どいつもこいつも脳みそが腐ってた。みんな最高にハイだった。楽しそうに殺し合ってたね。 僕だけのけ者にして。
Oh man, I'm freaking
ず
out.
るいよ。怖いじゃん。置いて止めようとしても誰も返事だってしてくれないし、帰ってくるの銃弾だけ
Nah,
だ
that's
し。
because they didn't like you. Deep down.
そうやって好き勝手に殺して殺されて殺して殺されて。もうなんなの。
Yeah, property values are really in the toilet
一
now.
体なんなのさこれ。誰か教えてよ。姉さん。
I mean, you kind of like fucking sentence her to death, so
こいつ
that sends fucking
なんなの。
begging to her.
何なのか。船舶な問いだな。思わず人間だなどとつまらん答えを返してしまいそうになるじゃないか。まあいい。俺の意味を、存在を問われたのだと解釈
Yeah, he
し
just misspoke when he asked his question.
俺はこの世に純真の武を敷く者、すなわち天下不武である。
わけわかんない。
Nah, it's okay. You don't need to. You'll be dead soon.
そうか。
わかんない。もう何もわかんないよ。姉さん、どこ行っちゃったのさ。
God, you're such a
助け
loser.
てよ。
待て待て、勝手に自分の世界へ閉じこもるでない。お前にはやってもらうことがあるのだ。それを果たしてからにしろ。
姉さん。
とりあえず今ここで死にたくないと思うなら逃げる必要があるぞ。
Yeah, at least now you're having fun. Yeah, mission accomplished. We didn't kill everyone, just like Kageaki Mom wanted. How long have I been writhing on the floor in agony? When I regain control of myself, the sun is low on the horizon.
こんな場合では。
I groan, shaking my head to clear it. I've already wasted too much precious time. I need to get moving. But how? Using Muramasa is out of the question. As I suspected, that Tsurugi must never be freed. However good his intentions may be, the man who uses it will only bring catastrophe to himself and his loved ones. I know that beyond a doubt now, having felt its evil firsthand. I fear for my sister, joined to a Tsurugi with the same cursed power. Why didn't I stop her? And that's not my only worry. How was the battle gone? The bandits have a significant numerical advantage. Gotta put the emphasis in the right syllable. Even as a Musha, Hikaru can't be having an easy time of it. The more I think, the hotter fear burns in my chest. I need to know if Hikaru is safe, and that means getting to the town as quickly as possible. There's nothing more to be done in this half-collapsed shrine. I'll carry my mother into the house, and then... it comes suddenly, plummeting from the sky. A Type 90 Dragoon, one of Rokuharu's finest. This Musha's landing, however, is far from the graceful touchdown one would expect of an elite pilot. Rather, it resembles more of a soccer ball that someone kicked somewhere. I mean, that someone, somewhere, kicked into the goal with casual disregard for the ball's well-being. But that crash alone cannot explain the sorry state of the Tsurugi's armor. Nearly every inch is cracked, dented, or warped. My overloaded brain adds up the pieces one by one, and slowly but surely comes to a conclusion. Musha. The Musha is not Hikaru. The Musha is one of the bandits attacking the town. The Musha is an enemy. The broken Musha does not move for several seconds. I wonder if the fall knocked him out, but then he turns to face me. Our eyes meet. Because of his helmet, I am unable to learn anything from this. He, however, is not so encumbered.
お前だ。そうだよ。お前だよ。お前が来てからおかしくなった。なんか変になった。お前だよ。お前だよ。お前がいなけりゃよかったんじゃないの？そうじゃない？お前がいなけりゃ。
Yeah, if not for you, I wouldn't have told my dudes to rape my sister and kill her? What? The Musha rises on shaky feet and lifts his badly chipped sword. I suddenly find myself staring at the blade's glittering tip.
お前がいなけりゃよかったんだよ。
I'm unable to scream or do anything else besides lift my hands in a futile plea. The speed of his strike is beyond human. It merely grazes the skin of my shoulder, yet the force of its passage is enough to send me flying across the room. I end up with bruised bones and a mouthful of dust, but I count myself lucky. The only reason I'm not dead is that the Musha misjudged the range. I had no time to even think of dodging.
なんだよ。避けるなよ。
That wasn't a dodge. You just fucking blew us away. Blah. A fact which seems lost on the Musha. His head turns slowly, unsteadily, searching for me. He finds me. Once more our eyes meet, and this time I do learn something. This Musha is no longer sane.
お前が悪いんだよ。死んでよ。
I swallow hard, my throat painfully dry. This Musha wants to kill me. He's not open to discussion. I'm going to die. A terrible jolt races up my spine, instantly setting my brain aboil. Death, death, death is here. Fear of the final end overwhelms me. I want to live. Run. Run.
死んでよ。ねえ、さっさと死んでよ。
His malice washes over me, selfish, absent reason, and I retreat. Inch by inch, I slide my body away from the Musha, despairing all the while at his unchanging proximity. My hand touches something cold and hard. A Tsurugi. The Tsurugi that named itself Muramasa. A Tsurugi. This is what I need. This is what can save me. If I just... I am Muramasa. Where there are demons, I slay them. Where there are saints, I slay them. Good is not my nature. Justice is not my purpose. The righteous path is not mine to walk. Good and evil alike shall perish beneath my blade. I am a weapon, a tool of murder. You who would call yourself my master, hast thou the resolve to become what I am? Do you just... Is that automatic? Do you have like an answering machine? You know, like a fucking voicemail? No. Out of the question. This Tsurugi must never be used, not for any purpose. Its will is profane. Its dreams are a nightmare. Any man who has felt what I have would know. To free this Tsurugi would unleash upon the world a disaster of cataclysmic proportions. Don't understand why anyone would forge such a thing, but I can say this for certain. This armor is cursed. Cursed. Yes, I remember now. If you look back through the annals of history, no Tsurugi is more closely associated with that word than those which bore the name Muramasa. They appeared, it is said, during the Nanboku-cho... Did I say that right? Yeah, Nanboku-cho War, one of the bloodiest conflicts in Yamatoan history, and are credited for dragging that war into its pointless, inescapable mire that made it so. If this Crimson Spider is truly one of that line, one of the Tsurugi that turned Yamato into hell on earth, then...
きっとお前を殺せ
No,
ば
that's not how it works,
姉
but...
さんも帰ってくるんだよねだろ
Even if it means my death, I won't. Not that Tsurugi. No. By some cruel trick of fate, my mother has woken at the deranged Musha's feet.
あーくそなんなんだ二日酔い
Oh yeah, you got super fucked up. You absolutely trashed the place. This is all your handiwork.
おかしいな酒なんて
スバル様、
ん影明
お逃げください。早くその場を。
え
邪魔だよ邪魔しないでよ僕はあいつを殺さなきゃいけないんだから
Well, at least, you know, even now that he knows she's there, he doesn't really care. Suddenly, the target of his anger, my mother at last realizes her peril and freezes. Not the reaction I was hoping for, but what other response can there be to waking up with a Musha poised to kill you? This is dire. Even she can't defend against a Musha strike. And the Dragoon won't miss this time. My mother will die. She'll die, and there's nothing I can do to stop it. Are we doing this for a third time? You who would call yourself my master. Thank you for, you know, just cutting to the end. Hast thou the resolve to become what I am? I have no such resolve. How can I, when I don't even understand what it would mean? And yet, if this is the only way, if nay, then be gone. If yea, then stand forth and speak the covenant. If this is the only way to save my mother, then I'll do whatever it takes. I'll use whatever it takes. Right here, right now, only one act is unforgivable. To let my mother die.
鬼に会うては鬼を切る。
And so I speak it, that terrible verse.
仏に会うては仏を切る。
Without knowing what the words portend.
剣の断り。ここにあり。
I make the covenant.
影明
In an instant, I am transformed. Without, my body is armored in steel. Within, it surges with supernatural power. I've become something other than human. An indescribable feeling of transcendence threatens to sweep me away. But even as this maelstrom crashes over me, I do not forget what I must do. This cursed power exists for only one purpose. To save my mother. Oh, and you should still have your Nodachi, yeah?
お前それあいつの仲間か
I mean, ours is a little different.
あいつの
It's still like fucking psycho crazy, but in a bit of a different way than Ginseigo. I pay no heed to the Dragoon's hysterical cries. There is only one fact here that has any meaning. He intends to kill my mother. And that makes him my enemy. Roaring, I charge and draw my blade. All the steps required to kill. We can just like cut off his arm though, yeah? That's fine. As long as it doesn't kill him. I swing my sword like a hammer into his side. At that moment, he gets his blade up to block it. But only barely. The weight of my strike sends him reeling. Is no hope of counterattack. My advantage cannot be more clear. This Dragoon is no match for Muramasa's power. You could also just, like, hit him with a hilt and, like, cave in his skull. I pursue my staggered foe, intent on ending his life. There is no technique, no art in this. All I have learned is forgotten. With brute force, I swing my blade overhead, and with brute force, bring it crashing down. You threaten my mother? Then die. I think you got him, bud. The dragoon has no time to scream. My sword enters through his shoulder and then cleaves him in two, Tsurugi and all. It is an act of unimaginable power, unimaginable violence. Violence of action, baby! Woo! Key step of combat. A primal urge takes me. I raise my head and roar in triumph. Even the horror of killing a man is forgotten in this moment of beastly glory. So this is what it is to be a Musha, to wield a Tsurugi. What might! In the hands of a righteous man, this power could change the world.
Kageaki.
Sorry, Ma. You'll have to forgive us for this one. At my mother's whisper, a portion of my sanity returns. Have to make sure she's all right. Her voice sounded choked just now, as if she were crying. She wasn't wounded during the engagement, was she? Fearing for her safety, I turned to face her. And that's when it happens. Target locked. What? What am I doing? With my sword in my hands. And my mother in my sights. What am I doing?
Mido, 誓約を果たしなさい。
Blood for blood. A new voice. This one cold and hard, echoes inside my skull. Is this Kinchojo? The method by which Tsurugi communicate? This is Muramasa's voice. Well, you slayed the demon. Now you gotta slay the saint.
我が主、あなたは誓った。善も悪も分け隔てなく、もろともに立つ。鋼になると誓った。
What does that mean? What does that mean?
我ら村正は、善と悪を共に立つ者。ミド、あなたは悪とみなして一人を切った。
Now you must slay it good.
だから、あなたは善とみなす一人をも切らなくてはならない。
Gotta balance the scales. What?
あなたは一人の敵を切った。だから、一人の味方も切らねばならない。あなたは憎んで一人を切った。だから、
I don't know, man. This shit seems kind of fucked up. No. How can I do that? It's madness.
それが村正の法。あなたが誓った。
Yeah, but that wasn't in the contract that we signed.
さあ、ミド。一つの善を。一人の味方を。愛する一人を。誓いにかけて。殺しなさい。
嫌だ。
I command my legs to stay where they are. Beseech my arms not to ready my sword. All for naught. The power that so entranced me moments ago now has an inextricable grip on my body. It smothers my will, and step by horrifying step, sends my armored flesh to kill my mother.
やめろ。やめてくれ。なぜだ。なぜ。そんな真似をしなくてはならない。なぜそんなことをさせる。答えろ、村正。
なぜも何もない。私はそういうものだから。私は村正。その理念で打ち上げられた剣。
Man, why they make you like that? That's kind of fucked up, huh?
鬼に会うては鬼を切る。仏に会うては仏を切る。この断りを示すために私は生まれた。それだけよ。
That's it? That nonsense is your reason? You would have me kill my mother just because?
スマ様、離れてください。
Nope.
自分が
She's like, this is your fucking just desserts.
自分がこの手であなたを
So please hurry. Get out of here before I...
ま、そうもいくまいね。こいつは私の請負分だよ、息子。
Mm-hmm.
他のやつには回せないさ。
Clearly I didn't raise you good enough to... Because you killed that guy, so, well, might as well kill me too, huh?
スバル様
やっぱ結構
Well, at least it's like, it's probably a really sharp blade, so, hopefully it doesn't hurt too much.
スバル様スバル様俺は違う
いいんだ影明。わかってる。やっぱ
Mm-hmm.
言い伝え通りだったんだな。
It makes sense she would know, all the actual stuff about this thing, yeah?
味方も殺すか、悪を殺したら善も殺す。憎む人間を殺したら、つまり息子よ。
But you're his mommy, how could he
お前は
not love you?
この母を誰よりも愛していたのか。なんだ、照れるじゃないか。まったく。
She laughs, a bright and cheerful sound, but buried in her chest is the blade of a sword. My sword. I've stabbed my mother.
そんな嫌だ俺は
泣くな影明。涙で送られるなんて。
He's too much of a little fucking piss baby, though. You should know that by now.
スバル様
ああ、もう最後まで世話の焼ける子だ。
With trembling fingers, she wipes the tears from my eyes. The affection in her touch rends my soul. Why did this happen?
お前が悪いんじゃない。お前が私を殺したんじゃない。
Look, it's not your fault fucking Hikaru has a super weird complex and wants to, like, fuck her dad. There's not much you could have done about that.
身から出たサビってやつ。お前が気にすることはない。お前は私を助けようとしただけ。大体ね。
Well, that's one way of putting it.
お前がそうしなきゃ、私はさっきのやつに殺されてたさ。だから。いいんだよ。
Man, you're sure talking a lot with someone with a sword in their chest.
嫌だ俺はあなたを守らなきゃ助けなきゃいけない
My life was for that purpose alone. I was meant to serve you to the end of my days.
なのに
いっぱい助けてもらったさ。高校息子。だから私はもういいから。
スバル様
I cradle her body in my arms, desperate to hold on to what is now fleeing before my eyes. I'm once again free to move as I will. The power that bounds me has faded, which can only mean that it has carried out its purpose.
嫌だダメだ行かないでくださいスバル様俺はあなたを
光を頼むよ影明。約束忘れ
Well, you see about that. Hikaru's might be a bit of a lost cause at this point.
スバル様
Which case, kind of gotta take care of her in the same way we just took care of you.
スバル様
There is no answer, no response. She has no breath to reply. I took it from her. I killed my mother. I killed her. Unfortunately for you, those memories are kind of tainted.
貴様はどうして貴様が見せた安らぎは
They're also my worst.
俺がこの手で切ったものだ俺がこの手で殺したものだ安息に眠る権利など吉野音流合戦霊砲雪崩が崩しレールガン脅し
Get sliced up, bucko! Yep, sure was. A demon of full metal. Well, at least we've come to an understanding at the very end, yeah? You know, one demon to another.
光は銀星号はどこにいる白銀の星どこだかの姫は六波
Rockahorse, what? They have many things. Oh.
ミド野立ちの闘神のかけらよ
Da 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 da.
あと
Ooh, good
残り
piece
一
too.
つ
Got the base of the blade, nice tang.
ミドミド
Yeah, we just like flashback to like one of the most traumatic moments of our lives. We're kind of upset with you still. My memories return to that day 2 years ago, to what followed after. Driven by my mother's last words, I raced to the town to look for Hikaru, and there I find a burning, lifeless ruin. Corpses and wreckage fill the streets, heaped in piles like discarded toys. The townspeople and the would-be plunderers, all the same, all dead.
どうして光もまさか
Uh,
俺と同じことを
hers is a little different.
山賊を殺して殺した数だけ
No,
町の人々を
no. If only.
山賊というのは武装した連中のこと
Yes, the one in armor.
だとするとおかしい数が合わない
Yeah, too many townspeople.
それ以外の人の方がずっと多い
Muramasa is right. My hypothesis would only make sense if the casualties were the same on both sides. But the townspeople, who were far greater in number, are also dead to the last. What could have happened?
狂ってしまったのかしらね
狂った
I mean, yes, but
ええ
光が町の人
No.
を手にかけてしまった衝撃で
I mean, I don't think she actually killed anyone.
そのまま
Like herself with her own hands. It seems more like they just kind of all went crazy and then killed each other.
いえそれだけなら全滅まではしないでしょう
Yeah, how would that, cause the buildings to be in wreckage and fucking everything on fire?
見て。死骸の大半は互いに殺し合ったように見えない？
To shreds, you say? Indeed it did. Like a gruesome battle took place in the streets of my hometown. Not just between the bandits and the villagers, but amongst friends and neighbors as well.
つまり
The madness of the moon.
カカ様には恐ろしい力があるの。周囲の人間の心を汚染する力が。
汚染？
ええ。おそらくあなたの妹は狂い。そしてその狂った思念を。
I mean, yeah, a little, but it also seems like Hikaru was a little fucking off-kilter to begin with. So I'm not gonna place the blame all entirely on, Iginseigo.
二世村正は封じられた。私が一緒に封じられたのは、もしもまた同じことが起きた時には、私の力で二世村正を止めるため。ミド、あなたは二世村正の指定を追わないとならないでしょ。
Yeah, that's the main quest we've been put on.
ああ、
Sitting at the top of her quest journal.
そうだ。
With her dying breath, my mother implored me to take care of Hikaru.
私も二世村正を追わなくてはならない。行きましょう。私のことは憎んでいい。けど、今はあなたには私が必要。
Yeah, we're a team.
私にあな
It's
た
like
が
a
必要
fucking
な
buddy
の。
cop movie where we get teamed up together and we hate each other.
お前が
What possible need would I have for a cursed Tsurugi? Yes, Mother's death was my fault. I have no intention of evading that responsibility. A Tsurugi is but a weapon, a tool, as Hikaru said. The sin belongs to the man who wields it. I donned Muramasa knowing it was a thing of evil luck. Whatever misery came of that decision, the blame is mine alone to bear. Still, there's no reason for me to keep using Muramasa.
ええ。二世村正の汚染能力は武者には及ばない。けれど、卵を使えば武者を自分の分身にしてしまえる。その力に侵されない剣はこの世に私一つきり。
Cool.
だから、
For plot reasons, we
あ
need
な
to
たに
use you.
選ぶ余地はないの。何もかも諦めるなら別だけれど。
I mean, while also a valid option, the world would just end up, ending. And that, I could not do.
六原。そう言っていたな。
Yep.
ええ、
追うぞ。
ええ。
It has been 2 years since my chase began. In that time, Hikaru has annihilated towns and villages by the dozen. Now she is feared through Yamato's Genseigo, the Silver Star. I have followed her, at times doing battle, at times finding nothing but the aftermath of her coming. She has scattered her eggs, and I have destroyed them, leaving twice their number and dead behind me. And still, I've been unable to stop her.
次こそは必ず。これ以上、最悪を広げさせてはならない。
そうね。
Even as I speak it, my Tsurugi and I know the hypocrisy of my oath. I too sow death wherever I walk. For each evil slain, one good must also meet their end. Why? Because that is what I am.
行こう。
ええ。
Okay, so who are you gonna kill now? I am Muramasa, the cursed Musha. killed. And killed. And killed. For years, I have hunted Kinsego and the infected, slaying enemies and friends in equal number. There is no one left by my side. No one. And still, I have killed once more. Time for it to end. I land on a deserted stretch of road. The night is dark and silent. After a moment, I purge my armor. The pieces gather a few paces away, forming once more the shape of the spider. And there, in the moonlight, I turn to face Muramasa, my partner, who has been with me through it all.
So,
I feel like we're on the bad end now. Like this is the bad end scene. I say nothing, but Muramasa understands. No doubt she saw this coming, as I did. There was only one way this could end.
もうあなたには私しか残っていないのね。
ああ、俺たちは失いすぎた。
ええ。
Together, we accept the truth. Our turn has come.
なら、二つに一つよ。あなたが私
Oh,
を
so that's how it works when there's no one left.
私があなたを殺すか。
A familiar weight appears in my hand. Muramasa has given me a sword. Muramasa's fangs glitter menacingly. My sword or her fangs? The choice is clear. So too is the answer. And yet, Muramasa has left the decision to me. Is it mercy? Respect? Affection? All her emotions that should have left her when she forged her body into steel. Part of me wants to accept her offer. Part of me wants to fight to survive. The fear of death churns my guts, but I know what succumbing to it will bring. For me to live, something far greater must die. I've known this since the day I met her.
答えは出ている。
Kinsego must be stopped. Which of us, the pilot or the Tsurugi, is more essential to the task? The answer is clear.
私は
お前の意志など問うていない。剣。俺は使い手として
Yep.
命ず
If
るだ
only
け。
you're able to resist Kinsego.
ミド
We both know what we must do, what our crimes demand of us.
責務を果たせ。村正。
ミド
There's fear and regret. I have no wish to leave this world. But my actions brought me here. My incompetence paved the way for this end. Running was never an option. So be it.
光のことを頼む。
誓って必ず私の主
Game over. You have fallen. Wah, wah, wah. Well, with that nice, quick little bad end there, that is where we are going to end it here for today. Once again, I thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and we'll catch you all next time where we're going to go back to the previous chapter and make some different choices and avoid that bad end by, not killing Ichijo. Hopefully. And, if what I was told was correct, Chapter 5 is all the same, so we'll just be able to hit the, skip red text function and just fast forward through the entire thing. So, yeah. Catch you guys later. I gotta cut out those nasty H scenes so that way I can upload this video to YouTube now. Okay, bye.